Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US stocks for Tuesday 11th of January. Starting with Amazon here, and as you may know, I've been looking for the market to move lower, and it's doing that. Obviously, as I mentioned before, there's good supports at all of these levels here, which is Group 1. So the 3 here, 1,000 is a major trading level 3. So the next degree down, of course, from a major level is a medium level up here, but then we go into minor levels, and we've got these 3 minor levels here. We can see that we've got the 300 retested and the market's dropped down, and yeah, so we still expect the market to bounce around a lot within this particular space. Okay, so I've mentioned that before, and I sort of still expect that, even though it doesn't look like the case now. It will. And also too, I was looking for a move from X down to Y here, but I know that say with Microsoft and a few others, they've got a lot further to go down. So it's quite possible here that we need to look at from, well, I might even need to rearrange this a little bit here, but looking at it as wave 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and 5 here, just to give you a bit of an idea. So let's just go in and have a look at this on the 100 ticks. And yeah, so this is how I've had it. So from the top here, we've had a nice little 5 waves down here for the A wave, which I'll just get rid of that wave 1 there. That shouldn't be there. So we've got an A wave here, then an A, B, and C for the B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we definitely got, you know, the starting of this as a corrective pattern. So an A and a B and a C for the W, an A and a B and a C for the X over here, and then we've got 5 waves here for 1 and 2, and a little bit rough in here. I might need to go check all of that, but as far as I can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th coming down to here. So that would technically give us the low in place for Amazon, but I don't think that's the case. I think that I either need to rearrange things and put this as wave 1 here and 2 here and 1 here and an A, B, C for 2 here and then 1 and 2, so a series of 1s and 2s here, or I need to look at all this length here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yada yada, all this 5 wave here. I look at all of that, let's copy that and put that down there as wave 1, and then we go back for the ABC for 2 here. So that brings us much further down here for all of this. So as always, we just go, sometimes we don't know the answer and we need to confirm things. So my policy is, it's okay to have, you know, targets way out, you know, yonder, but in terms of managing your exposure and risk and things, we always need to go just step by step. I know that's boring as batshit, but it's what we need to stay safe. So as always, we'll track this 5 waves down here, right? And when we get to here, if you're short in all of this, then you need to clear those shorts out, and then we'll just observe this bounce. This is roughly the 50-60%, depends on where that actually lands, you know, because some of these other lows over here, they didn't reach the 3,000. It may reach the 3,000, it may not. So we'll check on that, but we'll just kind of observe this bounce here. We may be able to trade a little parts of it or something, but we'll just observe this, and then we'll look for the short trade on this. Okay, so there's a little bit of work to do for this market, but in the meantime, a retest of the 3,200 and then a drop to 3,100, probably down into, between 3,000 and 100. There's also the Fibonacci numbers running again, so 10, 20, 30, 50, and then 80. So when we get to 80, we talk about Group 2. So Group 2 will be the support for the lower end of the support for the 100. So 65, 72, and 80 will be the support for the 100. So it could just move into that particular space. Okay, unless I also have this wrong here and we have the low in place here. Let's just check. Oh, 38.2% can come much higher than I expected. Okay. we'll just pop it. It'll be the lower end of that on these. That's where the volume's turned over. So these lows here, that's probably the important bit at that stage. So we'll just draw a line through there for that. It may anywhere between here and here, anywhere between 32.30 and 32.50 for that rally, perhaps. Alrighty, let's shake a leg and move along. So with Alphabet here as well, we've got it as an A wave and then an A, B and C for the B wave here, and we can come down here and have wave 4 sitting here as we thought. All right, but otherwise we need to look at all of this as wave 1, back for wave 2 here, and then down for 3, 4 and 5. So we've got short positions in here, so you can either take, it could be possible that the wave 4 is here and it's done and dusted, but looking at the rest of the world, I think that we've got further to move down after a nice strong rally. So I think you can cover these shorts at this point. At minimum, that would be a reasonably safe bet until I can confirm that this move up here is corrective. So on the 100 ticks, this is how we were looking at it, how I was looking at it rather. So wave 3 here, an A and an A, B, C here for the B wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So it's all kind of done and dusted at this particular point, but I think that what we're up against here is some sort of A wave, B wave and C wave here, and then another drop at that point. So yeah, all this 5 waves just become wave 1 and 2 here, and then we need to put wave 3 over here. So we'll continue to work on that, and I'll just check on my 5 tick chart. Just right, this is where I've got it here. So we'll just bring, I don't think I need that much data. Okay, it doesn't really matter from that. From here, this is how I was looking at it here. So won't go over it too much, but wave 1 here, 2 here, 1 and 2, our short trade here, 3, 4 and 5 for the third wave here. Oops, a daisy, get that dude in there, that one up there, and down for wave 5 here. So taking some money off the table here is not such a bad idea, because we'd be sort of up here. So I don't know if you want to take profit or take part profit, but I'll leave that up to you. That's your cup of tea there. So I've got to put it up there now, don't I, really? I don't want to put, I'll just put it out there, I don't want to put it in the way. I need to see that count. That's a little impulse wave here, that's not finished. So we may get the A wave up here in 5 waves. I mean, it could be the ABC to here, but it's probably, well, let's just label this here. I mean, wave 2 should be a zigzag pattern, so an A, B, C zigzag, and it should be a 5, 3, 5 structure. So let's just nut this out a little bit. So a little wave 3 up here, coming back for a wave 4, up for a wave 5, and then an A and a B and C wave here, and then another 5 over here for that. So yeah, obviously I need to confirm all of this. I mean, I need to confirm this pattern here. So we need to look for short trades over here. But also too, I think what I'll do, I mean, I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. So what I'll need to do is that I will need to have this B wave completed, this C wave here in 5 waves. So after 5 waves, we can go long above the top here. However, we'll need to find a way to go short over here as well. So we'll be using this number here as support or resistance with the classic trading levels pattern for our long trades or our short trades. That's what it'll boil down to, because the trade setup comes before the analysis, because the analysis can be wrong. And sure, the trade setup can be wrong as well, but you've got to take the next trade. Trades to me are just sort of, once you've done enough trades, they're kind of like washing the dishes one at a time, and you're thinking of other things while you're washing the dishes, aren't you? But you just run the numbers basically. Okay, so let's move along. So yeah, I'm thinking Apple will stay within group 2. So this is 100 here, so 100, 200, 300, 500, 800, they're the Fibonacci sequence, but between 100 and 200, we've got the same thing going as well. We've got minor level 1, 2, and 3, the medium level 5, and then 8. So 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. That's what we're working with. So when we talk about 8, we talk about group 2, which is 65 and 72. And you can see that they play out quite nicely within this space here. They're fantastic numbers to work with. And I love 72. Which is kind of, 72 really is, you've got the old great analysts, Elliott and Gann, and there's not a lot of difference between, Elliott using the Fibonacci numbers that, well, I think it was Frost that introduced them to Elliott at the time. But there's not a lot of difference between the numbers that they sort of use, but the one number that comes up that they do use, because Gann's got the 1212, so 144, the square of 144. So and that's a Fibonacci sequence as well. So 55, 89, 144 is it, and 72 is half of that. So yeah, it plays a part. Anyway, look, I'm thinking it should stay within this space here. I've just got to kind of figure out how it's going to play out. This little move here was the same as Tesla's little move up, so I sort of wonder if we've got an A and a B and a sort of a C sitting in here with this, but that's another story as well. Let's go to the chart here. So this is the leg as we got it so far. It's a bit long. She's got long legs. So we've got wave 1 here, 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. So I'm kind of happy with all of that. That I feel comfortable. I feel all right with that. Wave 4 is a little bit dodgy. I mean, maybe I could put wave 4 over to here, blue wave 4 over to here, but I've got an impulse wave here, and this, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. The wave 4 overlaps wave 1. So yeah, it's all a little bit dodgy in here. So if there's a mistake, that's where it's going to be. So I was thinking that that we've got well, an A wave, a B wave, and then down for 1 and back for 2 here, and then down for 3. But if the other markets are going to rally further up, well, then this is going to go further up as well. So I may have to look at this being, if I just copy that wave 5 here for a moment, I need to resolve this here. So if we have wave 5 here, then we're going to go for a bit of a higher move over here for this B wave here, because the B wave's a little bit small compared to all of this. So if I made a mistake, it's in here. I just haven't found it yet. It hasn't jumped out to me and said, Pete, you've made another mistake, dude. So yeah, I'll just pop this over here, and I just need to work on this, and I just want to see this play out here a little bit further for this. Let's just keep an eye on this. See, we're working with 170 here, so straight away we go, the lower end here will be the 168, or the 8. We can also work in group 2 here as well, so the 65, 72 and the 80 in here. And then above this we've got group 1 here, so 1, 2 and 3. If the market finds support on top of group 1 here, you can see that it's really important, the number 3 here. So the strength in the numbers goes 1, 5, 8 and then 3. So this 73 here is really important as group 1. It basically, this group 1 holds the market, pins it back down to the 70 here, and the group 2 here supports it to the upside. in this case. So that's its swing range there. So if we get support on top of here, little classic trading levels on here, well, then we're going to come much higher than that point. And then we'll need to look at something like this here. That means we'll get a move much higher up here for this. Should we trade that up here? Yeah, but the way that I would do it, I mean, there's many roads to Rome, as they say, and it doesn't really matter what you're doing as long as you know what you're doing. But if we get the first high above the level here, and then an ABC pattern here, the normal classic trading levels pattern, then you can do that from that point. Now let me just check on this. Yeah, I need to pull that apart a bit further, but that's correct. So it's probably, I don't know if that's 1 or A here, but this certainly looks like a third wave here. And this hasn't, we need a bit of a pullback here. So you might be able to do it at the 72. There's a bit going on here. So you may be able to get this pattern here, sitting here, but don't overtrade it at this point. I mean, that's the safe trade. This is risk here. So, you'd put, 25% of the order in at that point and then look to build onto that. But yeah, I'm not going to sort of call that there because, yeah, it's not yet anyway. Alrighty, so I'm just going to put this B wave up in the box here and this up here, and I'll just see how this plays out, because this could be the A, the B and the C to here, and then drop from this point down into wave 3, 4 and 5 for C. So I don't know that yet. I need to get past that. If you can figure that out there, well then let me know. Okie dokie, so that's that. Square, no real change here. Don't worry about these big spikes here. That's just the market maker not cleaning their data. And we're still heading lower. So let's just go in and have a look at this. It'll be cleaner on the tick chart. So from that blue wave 4, let's just go back there for a second. I should have mentioned that. So that blue wave 4 here, that's what we're looking at, and don't worry about these spikes, they're not part of it. Going to the tick chart. That's our blue wave 4. So what I've been doing is counting down. I don't really see any problems here with all of this so far in what I've done. Yeah, so 1 and 2 here, and then all the way down 5 waves for 3 here that's not finished. The other markets seem finished and ready to rally, so maybe this, it looks like, unless that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, unless I've made a mistake there. I'm just thinking that could be wave 1 and 2. See here, I'm counting it from this high as 1 and 2, a nice strong third wave here, and then a fourth wave. But I wonder if we need to take it from there as 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, and then extension in the fifth wave. So that could be possible. So what we do in that case, if we don't know what's going on, we just take that and that. So that's the 38.2% here, right? And that's the 50% at that point. Now there will be resistance there because of this old low over here as well for that. But I'll put that there. And then what we do, well, we can see that. Then what we do, we gravitate to the closest largest number, which is 40. So now we can remove that, and we know now that if 40 becomes the support, then I'll need to look at that as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. So I'll put that here, but at the same time I'll just put this here just so I remember that's. So I'll just leave that, but otherwise we'll just look for one more low than this. But as I mentioned before, it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. It hasn't been too bumpy, mind you. 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave here. Because if it gets support here, then it's going to come back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree at that stage. And then we've got this other move to come down here. When we're coming down here, I'll have to, excuse me, I'll have to check, I'll have to go back and check the whole count again, and also check PayPal as well to see, because they're basically in the swimming in the same pond to a point. Rightio, so that's square and meta platforms here. So in this case here, we've been looking for 5 waves down here. So all of this is wave 1 here, and then we've got come back for wave 2, and then we're going into the next leg here. So we're into the 3rd leg here now. Okay, let's go in and check on that. 100 ticks. Okay, let me just figure out what I've got here. Okay, so from the top there, I think I really need to relabel this a degree smaller, but anyway, so I don't need that now. That was my little yardstick for that. This little yardstick here is the length of wave 1 here, all the way down here. It's quite extensive, isn't it? But that's the length of it. So if I'm looking for wave 3 down here, I need just sort of gives me a bit of an idea what I'm looking for. So I've got wave 1 here and 2 here, and then I've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, nice strong 3rd wave here. I'm getting this really high 4th wave here as well. So it looks like I've sort of got a bit of a mistake coming on here. Unless I look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here for that. So I'll just put this over here for this. I'm just thinking out loud for myself, but that's okay. But either way, it's still a bit of a higher rally at this point. Still needs, even if it was wave 2, if that was wave 2, if that was blue wave 2 here, I'd still need to take it from the C wave here anyway. And you know, we're above that as well. I can see that this is 5 waves in here, and I can see that this is also 5 waves sort of finishing. So you know, it's coming close to the end of the session, so I'll just leave it. You know, 50, you know, 38 makes it sound like 3, but it's much closer to 40. So a 40 to 50% retracement level is not a big deal, but we'll just let that play out here. And if it moves too much, I can see that there's little 5 waves in there. There may be one more little high, but we don't want to go too much higher. Otherwise, we've got this weird pattern that's not finished off here. So then I might need to look at it as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here, and then drop. You know, even if it went down from this point here and come down through to here, the length of wave, the extension will be there. So it's not going to be a long wave structure at that point. And then we're going to be facing this blue wave 4 before we go down again at that point. So it's going to, we're in wave 4s here. If that's the case, it doesn't look like it with this high rally. That's a bit of an issue. But so it's not really good trading going on here. So don't, you know, you have to break your addiction of, because normally if you make money in a trend, then, you know, for some reason you think that it's going to give again, you know, but you always get the opposite of what you're looking at. And then if you make money, then you'll lose money. So you've got to kind of break that cycle. And you do it by, you know, like going cold turkey and not pushing buttons is a little bit tough. But what you can do is just, you know, if you trade, you know, 20 shares, well then just drop it down to 5 shares, you know, so you're getting, at least you're getting sort of, you know, you're going from heroin to methadone or something like that. Alrighty, so let's cruise along. So with Tesla here, I was looking at possible, because we're at 1 is the strongest number, so I know that the market is going to stick to this. It's not going to go far from this, so I'm thinking that we could possibly get into a triangle pattern here. So originally, and still, I was looking at the A wave here, the B wave here, and then, you know, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 here, this move down here, and that would be in line with the rest of the market. So that's really quite fine, really. But we'll just keep this triangle pattern over here, and if that's the triangle pattern, we'll see currently down here it appears that we've got 5 waves, so we can have, I might just Well, first of all, we're looking at it as wave 1 here, and then wave 2 here. So let's put that in first, and then wave 3 here, one more, and 4, and down for 5. That's the original. But we may just get this here as, that would be the A wave in that case, and then this would be the B wave here, and then this would be the C wave coming into this space here. So we'll just be a bit careful down here, because we get a strong bounce and we'll know we're in a triangle. So I'm just tracking both of these. It will all come out in the wash anyway. So I mean, all we're looking for is to trade this wave 4, isn't it, really, to go from, you know, from here to at least 1500 at this point. That's where we're going to. So that's our trade, but it's going to take, you know, we're not going to get it until February, basically. But let's go into the tick chart. Okay, so that's the high over here that we're looking at, and I think we actually need to go on this high by the by. Oh, it doesn't really matter, but 1 and 2, and then all the way down for 3. So all that looks quite good, and wave 4 here. And then it gets a little bit dodgy down here. So yesterday we were looking at this as 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and then wave 4 and wave 5 here. So that's all quite nice. So I was thinking that, see, because I don't think that, I can't count this any other way. So I'm thinking the A wave here, the B wave here, and we go up for a C wave here for wave 2 over here for this, or even a little bit higher up here for this in some way, because this is the 50-60% retracement level coming further up into this space. So I'm a bit perplexed about this resolving itself here. I just don't see where I've made a mistake, unless it is that little dude here, but that doesn't, you know, like this little 1 and 2 here, and then all of this for the 3rd wave to this point, and then the 4th, and then the 5th. And then we look at this as wave 1 down here. But it's a long shot, you know. So, you know, if you've been with me long enough, you know that you're going to get a bounce off the strongest number in the market. And that's what we're doing. The next step here is, if you get support on top of group 1 here, then you're going to be moving to 5. We don't need this in here. So let me just go back to the daily chart. Let me just check on this. Yeah. So look, what we'll do is nothing. I guess doing nothing is something, isn't it? So let's just observe this corrective move here, because the rest of the markets are going to be doing it as well, and the indices will be doing it. And I haven't done the indices video yet. I haven't even looked at the indices. So let's just look at those first. We'll check things. It's not the volume there yet, is it? It's this volume. I mean, it's a great charting program, this, but I just don't have, I've just got CFD data from, just contracts for difference. You don't have that in America. The options association didn't want another derivative product and company coming in and fishing in their pond, so they kicked them out. And it's kind of a good thing as well. So anyway, that's Tesla. Just observe the rally here for this, okay? And when we get a trade set up, and we'll try to trade that 3rd wave down. Can this be wave 4 over here with wave 1 up here and back for wave 2 at the 61.8% and then take off for a 3rd wave? We've had that before, but I just don't think it's the case. Anyway, because we've got 5 waves here in this. It's possible. We'll keep an eye on it. Where's that 61.8%? Let's just nail that down a little bit. Not that that's number's the end of the world or beginning or an end or anything. Okay, so it's on the 1-1 here, so that's going to be a little bit helpful. Let's see what the structure looks like at that point. Okay, let's move over to Microsoft. Microsoft is the same thing as well. If I've made a mistake here, then wave 4 goes in here, and we've got the A wave, an A, B, C for the B wave, and then down for the C wave, and that's wave 4 of C here for that. This is what we're up against here. Otherwise, we're looking, copy this and put this down here. Otherwise, we're looking for a bit of a rally here. Let me just go to the intraday and check on this. First. Okay, so that's from the top here. Once again, we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, and then 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, A, B, C for the fourth wave here, and then we've got this sort of weird ending as well. Weird in the terms we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 and 3, and we've got this fourth wave here rallying. So we've got some sort of weirdness happening, and this move up here has gone through the top of wave 1 here. I mean, the logical thing to do now with this for myself is to bring this down here, call wave 1 in because of that. I'm just going to leave that there so I know that's there, and then this wave 4 needs to come across here, and this wave 3 needs to extend down here in some way or rather. That would leave, so I'm just thinking on the hop here. So we need to cover our short positions here. We've got that short trade up here. So wave 1 here. So the problem's in here. Because that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here into there. It's a little bit tight. We'll just see how this plays out. If we get one more low, it doesn't really matter. What we'll do is we just need to observe this rally. That's all we need to do at this point. The rally, if it's going to go, we'll just assume for a moment that it's on its way. So we've got this up here. Get rid of that. We'll need to get 5 waves up there. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3. Let's just see if we get some sort of 4th and 5th here. And then we'll get an ABC pattern here. And then we'll get another 5 up here. I'm just doing them roughly the same length. Let's see if we get this first. And if I'm totally wrong and this thing here, and we do get the move down here, then we'll look for the ABC. So in one way or another, we have to wait for the rally here. I was hoping that we could take the money off the table down here, but it's getting a bit risky. Let's just check on this structure here for a moment. So that's 1 and 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, 1 and 2, and maybe a 1, 2, 3. So there may be a little bit more to go. So we're talking about, this is a minor level 10 here. So we're going to the sub levels, which is 1, 2, and 3 again. So and then 5. So what we want here, what we don't want here, is we don't want this becoming the support here for that. So this will be some classic little trading pattern here. And then that can pull back. If this is 1 and 2 and 3 to that point, it could be an ABC to that point as well. Then we could pull back to, I'll just put this in here, pull back to 38.2%, the top nice support there, and then move up for 5 at that point. And this leg here will be much the same as the first leg because this one's got the extension in it. So we can move that, and we can move that, shrink that, put that there. That would be the A wave, and then we get the B wave here. So if we get 5 waves up here, then we know that we know where we are at that point. Put it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for that. And I'll put this in here as the ABC pattern here, pulling back to retesting this for the B wave. Oops, a daisy. Wave C. Oh. C. Okay. A bit messy, but it's just the doggy snoring in the background. Yeah, so let's just see what we get here, because the good thing here though is that, let's just pull this back in here. If I'm sorry to spend so much time on this, but if if this 5 waves down here is wave 1 and we're going back for wave 2, then we're going to have a really good short trade in all of this. If the 330 becomes the tested support, then we'll need to call this in here as wave 4 done and dusted at this point. That's all I can do. That's all I know. So we just need to be patient now and wait this out. And the only other little thing in here is we may get one more little move in here to finish this off. But it doesn't matter. We're cleaning out. We've had a good trade. We're cleaning out. We're going to watch the rally and we're going to figure out what it is. If we get a larger 5 waves to the 330 here, we know that we're in a bullish market at that point, and then we'll buy the pullback because it will be 5 waves to that 61.8%, very close to it. And then we'll get an ABC back, and then we'll move in on the long side to that. But if we get to the box and it's only 3 waves, then we know that we need to short the market. So that's what we need to wait for. So it's going to be a little bit boring, but in the meantime, if you get bored, we've got this as 1 and 2. If we get 3, 4, and 5 here, then you know that you can buy the pullback in all of this. So the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave coming back here somewhere, and then we'll have that next move up there. And this will be a bit of a template, by the way, for for the NASDAQ. So if you're trading the NASDAQ, and then obviously the S&P's is full of tech stocks as well. So yeah, this is a real, Microsoft ends up being a really nice sort of guide stick, because it trades really smoothly. It's not erratic, it's such a nice stock to trade. I didn't realize it, but I realized it a while ago since I've been working with it. But yeah, if I had to trade any of the stocks that we look at here, then this is the one. This is the smoothest, because nothing really, nothing happens quickly. It's so it's smooth. It's not erratic, so it works well. So anyway, just my humble opinion. Alrighty, adios.